if you have not done the research, somebody to tell you like, yo, this is an appropriate way to go about it. I think that part is gone.
Yo.
It's your boy Uche. I got my boy
Dizzy.
We are the Ill-Advised Wise Guys.
Check out the full podcast, link below.
Next topic.
You know, is the hip hop or music mogul dead?
Dead?
I don't mean dead literally. I mean dead figuratively.
About to say.
Is it something that is outdated, right? Like back in the day, we can think of artists, moguls such as Diddy. We spoke about him just, a couple minutes ago.
Dre.
Dr.
I would throw Dre in there.
Suge Knight.
Jermaine
Dupri. Birdman. Rick Ross even
Luke.
to more. I would consider him more of a recent mogul probably.
Yeah. Luke. I would say Luke Campbell was a big one.
Right. I would say moguls create these brands, have a bunch of artists under them that are successful artists. Is that something that's completely died out? And if it has died out, does that have any effect on, the industry and the music that we're actually hearing?
I wouldn't say it completely died out. Probably simmered down. Because it's always going to be people that's going to try to put other people on, you know what I'm saying, in this game. So it's has the structure of it died? Yeah, because it's like they don't teach, like we said before, how to do actual performances, like how to actually perform or how to actually conduct yourself in an interview. You don't have that structure within the record label anymore. It's just like, oh, you make good music, okay, we're gonna put you out there, we're gonna put you on different platforms, we're gonna just, we're gonna put gimmicks out, we're gonna make you a gimmicky artist. People that it's just how you do it, really. Rick Ross, like you said, like I liked how his blueprint was at first. I don't know how he's doing things now, but I liked how he, came out and put his artists on first. He kind of structured that group, the MMG group. So I liked how he did it. I like how Nipsey did it when he was here. He tried his best to put his little artists on. So it's just how you look at certain things, you know what I'm saying? It's still moguls out here. It's just how you do it, you feel me, in my opinion.
Because the art of being a mogul is not going to go away. Becoming such a visible mogul where you repping a brand, is that something that still exists? And do people even take pride in that anymore? That used to mean something, like when Rick Ross or you said Nipsey, who I think was even on the cusp of starting his ascension as a mogul, right? He hadn't even really started it. It was like it just took it off.
He was introducing the independent route, Nipsey. So
thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know we had like Master P and stuff like that, but they was actually getting distribution deals and just getting a higher percentage literally from that distribution deal, and that's what made him kind of independent. But Nipsey was trying to literally do his own way, so that's where I got kind of that blueprint from.
I remember the stories. I heard multiple interviews with Nipsey. He would always talk about the importance of it to him.
Cause I'm not what you call a mainstream artist. We ain't on every mainstream outlet, but it's a global following, and we can go around the world and see that. And so my thing was to leverage that to create a new type of deal. You know what I mean? That's different than the standard paperwork that they're gonna offer you of being a hot artist that got potential to sell. I ain't gonna lie, I've been in the mindset of trying to, please the label, and I've been there before. And my eureka moment, you know what I'm saying, when the light bulb came on was like, them is middlemen, no disrespect. All of these outlets are middlemen to the people. I think it was a lot of pressure to like jump on somebody else's back or
ride somebody else's wave.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And that worked for a moment, but the respect is what keep you in the game. You
Absolutely.
know what I mean? And the distinguishing yourself through how you get there, is what people really, really at the end of the day say that I know his character.
Mm-hmm. But in even where people thought he was quote unquote selling out, where he ultimately partnered with Atlantic, right? What he explained was that he did a licensing deal with them, right? So it's like, essentially what that means, you're not giving over ownership for the rest of your life. It's just a certain term deal. So like, okay, 2-3 years, I'm gonna let y'all eat maybe a higher percentage than I would for this stretch. Y'all gonna help me with promotion. Y'all gonna help me create my brand, get it way bigger. And then after that 3 years, I retain my ownership because I'm the owner. So you see what I'm saying? There's different ways to do deals, and I think Nipsey was actually one of them dudes who was actually putting on and really explaining things for people to understand. But yeah, he was probably one of the moguls. But I mean, what do you think
And
though?
Nip was doing like a la carte deals. Like Nip was like, yo, I'm gonna do this deal for Adidas. I'm gonna do this deal with Atlantic. I'm gonna do this deal with, you know, such and such. He was tapping into like the a la carte route. And like it sucks because right before he passed, I feel like he figured out the answers to the test. And he was just about to show the world how, you know, to get this money because he kept talking about it.
Yo, but them a la carte deals, is popular these days.
Here's how I feel about the whole mogul, you know, convo is that artist development. You know, I feel like the mogul was teaching people like back, especially back then. Like Diddy went out there and was a full blown artist.
Yeah,
he led by example. You know, even though he wasn't the best artist, he led by example and was kind of like telling people, this is how you should do your thing. This is how you make money, you know, to the artists. And a lot of them didn't even know at the time, right? Mm-hmm. That, to me, I feel like it's kind of gone. And then Diddy, if you think about making a band, Diddy was pretty much molding the artist. This is what you do best. This is what you do best. This is how we're going to come together. This is who I think should fit on your song. I don't know if that's going on right now. Like, is that going on? Because doesn't it feel like the same people are on the same albums? Every single album has Lil Baby. Every single album has Kodak Black. Every single album has Don Toliver.
And now nowadays, if you were quote unquote trap rapper, you gotta have Nardo Wick.
Now Nardo Wick.
You gotta get Nardo Wick.
I mean, it's not.
What?
I mean, it's more
Diddy's-
so. It's more so chasing like a clout. Like you're trying to get as much streams as possible. These people are getting a lot of streams, so it's like, how can my song get streams? Let me put Kodak Black on there. Let me put Lil Baby on there. Everybody listen to Lil Baby. My song gonna get in rotation and somehow. You know what I'm saying? Back then we didn't have streams, so it's like you literally had to go off creativity and go off people's like an actual fan base.
How can I make the best song? And I feel like the Diddy's, the Dre's, but like those people of the world were focusing on that, right? The creativity. Because but let me ask you this, YB. Even though you're chasing streams, are those the people that are actually winning? Because like if you look at 2 weeks ago, Yeet came out and then Don Toliver came out. Don Toliver had, you know, the clout. Everybody's backing him. Like everybody's worked with Don Toliver. Yeet is kind of just doing his own thing. Yeet outsold Don Toliver. Like
Look like Yeet has a cult fan base.
he has a cult fan base, right?
Definitely.
So my question is, does it work to be chasing streams? Like, does it work?
No, it doesn't. No,
I mean, but
I don't think it does.
Go ahead.
In my opinion.
go ahead.
So like at the end of the day, it actually helps to be organic and to be creative. You know what I'm saying? It may not seem like it,
Yeah,
because
because
the Twitter won't tell you it works. You know what I'm saying?
you can still make timeless music. You know what I'm saying? If you make timeless music, like people can catch on to that. If you make just music just for temporary reasons, it's gonna go viral temporarily, but it's gonna die out, and people not gonna really stream it as much no more because people is past that. Is be on to the next thing. You feel me? If you have timeless music, it's gonna always stream. Just look at Aaliyah music, or you know, people back in the day that still Tupac still streaming to this. They put his estate put his music out. They still streaming that to this day. It's all about making timeless music, bro.
I'll say this though, because you bring up, I would say some examples that like I think most people will agree with are timeless because these are legends, bro. Lil Yachty just dropped an album that sold, I guess, 30-something K first week. In my opinion, I think Yachty's last album is something that you can actually play, not just based on the fact that they rolled out an album last month. This is something that you can play 6 months from now.
Yeah,
and it'll still sound good.
For sure.
It's something you can play a year from now,
sure.
and it can still sound good.
For
I'm
sure.
not quite calling it timeless, but I'm saying it's not for the moment. There's a space for people that make music that's not for the moment at all.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But still get them streams and still try to build that that base.
Also, I just think you got to have a plan, and not enough artists today have a plan.
Yeah, have
As
a
crazy
market,
as it sounds.
have a marketing strategy.
You know what I'm saying? But that's where I'm like, the mogul comes in. If you don't know already, like if you have not done the research, somebody to tell you like, yo, this is an appropriate way to go about it. I think that part is gone. I don't think necessarily to start out you got to have a mogul. I don't think so. But like when you reach to a certain point, like you popping, like Ice Spice right now she's there. She's popping. Now we paying attention. I think now she needs a mogul. She needs somebody to tell her what the next steps are.
I said this earlier before we recorded. I don't think people give J. Cole enough respect for his mogul ways. He don't look like a mogul, what you would consider one, because he's not loud about it. But very slowly, very quietly, he has built a label. He's built a brand. He's built ancillary brands around his label. Dreamville Fest is one, right?
But even he's not doing it by himself, though.
Of course,
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But none of the moguls are doing it by themselves.
No,
like,
no.
What move?
So-
like how much motion do we have under the Rock Nation label? You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it is as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Dreamville is still under Rock Nation. So what is it like?
So
what is it that make him a mogul?
He has his Dreamville, I think, through Interscope. He has his solo career through Rock Nation and whatever it is they do when he puts out his own music. So what I'm trying to say is, like, I don't know exactly what he does on a day-to-day basis. I'm not there. What I know is that J. Cole clearly has established a brand. He's running it with his boys, and he's putting on other artists
But you know,
that are, in my opinion,
I wouldn't say he's
musically
putting them on,
inclined.
though. I wouldn't say he's putting them on.
You wouldn't say J. Cole put on
is leading by example.
JID? You wouldn't say J. Cole
JID
put on
JID. I think JID is just so good. Like JID he's maybe signed to J. Cole. Maybe J. Cole gave him an opportunity. But like I don't think J. Cole has anything to do with the music JID releases.
I wouldn't know that. You
wouldn't
either.
I think. See,
that's the thing.
Opinion.
I'm not trying to compare him to, like, let's say Diddy, because we know what Diddy has done.
Diddy
legend-wise.
was chewing people out.
Bring him back a cheesecake and walk. It's called making the bitch, not making the band.
Exactly.
Diddy was like, yo, your song sucks.
I think J. Cole is probably, like, if he's not at that level of what Diddy and all these other people, Dr. Dre is probably another good example.
Oh, Dr. Dre,
right?
you got to do the verse over and over again.
Like, you heard the stories about what he did to Kendrick early on, even Eminem and such and
He
such.
molded, but you see, that's my point.
I understand that.
Dr. Dre molded Kendrick Lamar or helped mold him to who he was. It was Dr. Dre.
I gotta be real.
He did it with Eminem.
Hey,
he did it with 50 Cent.
Here's what I would.
We don't have that.
Here's what I'll say though. I'm with you on if J. Cole's not one, cool. I'm cool. I'll just say, like, out of the new school, he's the only real, like, mainstream artist that I see that's really putting on, at least having other artists within his brand. But that's besides the point. You know what the bigger point is? All of them people we mentioned are producers. Diddy's a producer.
J. Cole's a producer.
J. Cole's a producer. I feel like it's a producer has that, like, innate ability to put other people on to figure out what people sound like. Oh, go write a verse like this. You know, go do a song with this. Like, as a rapper, is it really something that's easy to do? You know what I'm saying? Don't you kind of have to have an ear for music at another level?
I mean, you gotta if you at J. Cole's level, you gotta have some sort of ear for music. Like I said, I just think J. Cole's the Durant of this situation. J. Cole leads by example. He's just that good a rapper, and you want to be like him.
I'm not there, so it's hard to say what's happening behind the scenes. So even when you say I don't think I don't even know. All I know is before I heard JID, when I heard JID, it was through Cole. I never heard of JID. I'm sure he was popping in Atlanta and popping, like, other places, but I'm saying on that mass level, or I'm sorry, who's to say J. Cole didn't give him, like,
I don't know. I mean,
hey, do this, rap on this, rap like this, do that. I don't know.
Listen to the full episode, link below.